tried to go for Tori Kelly today, but instead I got Poodle. What's up, party people? Welcome back to my channel. So today we are trying out some more new drugstore makeup. Is it good? Is it bad? Should you get it? Should you pass? Let's get into it. Okay, so the first couple of things I have are these little eyeshadow palettes, or like these little like stackable eyeshadows from Maybelline. These are the Shadow Blocks. They're all named after streets in New York, like blocks in New York. So this first one I have is called 82nd and Park Avenue, and this other one is North 3rd and Bedford Avenue. So we'll just call this one like Park Avenue and this one Bedford Avenue, because that's very long-winded. The Park Avenue is the one that's a little bit more pink tone, like mauve, rose gold, and Bedford Avenue is more of your like gold, neutral, brown kind of thing. First off, the packaging of these is extremely bulky. Like, it's like, I know what they're trying to do. Like, they're trying to do like the Kaja. Is that who does that? Like little stackable trios like this over here. There's just too much packaging. Like, the size of the product itself is not equivalent or comparable to the amount of space around it. Like, there's just, again, such a space waster. But as far as the product itself goes, let's start with Park Avenue, because I want to talk about each one individually, where I have a separate look for each one. So you get a matte pink undertone vanilla, you get a shimmery mauve rose gold kind of shade, and you get a satin matte rose undertone brown. So silver lining, these are pretty finely milled and pretty smooth. Like, you can get them to work, but the pigmentation is just, it's lacking big time, especially for the price, because these are like $13 or $14 for 3 eyeshadows. You can buy whole palettes, like 9-pan, 12-pan for that price. You're literally paying for the plastic, like that's it. I mean, I had an okay time working with them. Like, it's not like they were super hard to blend out or anything, but they're just so sheer. And like this shimmery shade, for example, which is what I feel like is like the center point of the whole trio, on its own, it just looks so lackluster and just so dry, and like it looks so much prettier in the pan. Like, it looks like it's gonna be super pigmented, but it's not. Even this really pretty rosy undertone brown shade, like it looks like it would be so dark that you would use it for your outer V, like if you're someone like my skin tone, but no. It's actually more of a transition shade, oddly enough. And I'm pretty confident that if you have a deeper skin tone, you won't be able to wear either one of these. Oh, the packaging has already broken. Oh my God. Okay, it clicks right back on, but still, what the heck? Then this one, Bedford Avenue, same story. So this top shade, which is like a matte butterscotch kind of tone, it looks like it would be dark enough to be a transition shade, and that's how I originally wanted to use it, but then I swatched it and it's just like, oh my God, that's literally my skin tone. And then this really pretty shimmery gold shade. Like, it's a very like mild, like it's not too gold. It's just so sheer. Again, looks better when you wet it, but dry, it's so lackluster. I actually do enjoy the dark brown shade in here, which I have on my outer V. You can't tell it's dark brown. Again, it looks so dark in the pan, but on the eyes, it's so sheer. I did enjoy using it for like smoking out my lash line though. It actually did work out pretty well for that. But overall, for $13 or $14, these are just not worth the price. Not just because of the quality, but the packaging's stupid. Next thing I have are some new eyeliners from Essence. These are the Lash Princess liners. I have black and waterproof black. I have the waterproof one on this side and the original non-waterproof on this side. So I haven't worn these or applied these before today, so I really don't know how they wear. We're in the process of that wear test right now. Here's what the applicator looks like. So it's just this really thick, chunky, like spongy kind of applicator. The chunkiness is a little overbearing. I would prefer it to be a little bit smaller of an applicator, because I think that like you have to hold it a certain way. Like, you almost have to lay it down flat to get any kind of like color payoff. And these are really small. Like, these look like a mini size. Here's a normal size eyeliner, and then here is the Essence ones. And I did hear one person reviewing this say that they didn't like how short it was because it actually interfered with the application process, and I have to agree with that. You would think where it's smaller, it'd be easier to control, because that's the case with a lot of things, but your hand actually does get in the way because you're holding it right here. Like, there's nowhere for your hand to go. The applicator is right there, so you have to keep your hand, like your entire hand, so close to your eye that it just kind of makes it not comfortable to apply. But I will say, color pigmentation on these, like these are jet black. As far as the difference in the formula, I felt like the waterproof formula was a bit more intense. Like, they're both super black. Like, like the difference is very, very small. But I will say, going to the swatches, so yeah, in the demo, I swatched them on my hand and I wanted to kind of wear them for a little bit. I've had these on my hand for about 3 hours by this point, and I just now went and washed my hands with soap and water, and I didn't like scrub or anything. Like, I was just gonna let the water kind of graze over my hand, but this is what happened. Don't mind this one over here. This is a fresh swatch, but yeah, I had them right there. So as you can see, I have WP for the waterproof on top, and I can't tell any difference. Like, there's no more strength or waterproofness in the top one than the original. Like, usually you can always tell a difference in a waterproof formula versus the original. Like, even if the waterproof formula does end up washing off and fading off, like, it at least does it later than the original. Like, these came off and started melting off with the water immediately. Is this the same formula? Like, are we being tricked? Am I being punked? So I've only been wearing these for about 2.5 hours, and like it does look very jet black. I love the intensity on my eyes. Like it just really makes my eyes pop. But I will say I do have smearing and like pooling and puddling in the inner and outer corner. I've got smearing right here, which is definitely the eyeliner, and it's doing on both sides. I'm gonna keep wearing them. I'm gonna let you guys know in a little update. If not in this video, then in the description box or something, because I think I'm gonna take this off and do another video later. I don't know yet, but I'll let you guys know, but it's not looking good so far. So this next one, I'm not sure if I've talked about before. I feel like I have. I couldn't find it through my thumbnails, so we're just gonna say that I haven't, and I'm just gonna do a real quick little synopsis of it. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Noir Balm Mascara. This is a killer mascara. Why is no one talking about this? So it's a more long, like narrow kind of wand, and it has a very, very subtle ball tip on the end, which I love for the inner and outer corners. I think that makes the application process so much easier. The effect of this is so full, like it's very false lash effect. It literally looks like I've got a demi wispy on. Holds up really, really well throughout the day. Doesn't flake, smear, smudge, nothing like that. And it's such a fast acting formula too. Like it's not one that you need 3 layers of before you start seeing the effect. It just effortlessly combs through your lashes and just coats each one and separates them. Like it never gets clumpy. It never looks like spidery or like, you know how your lashes start doing this. Never does that. Highly recommend it. Foundation. So I actually bought this, what was it from? Look Fantastic before it came to Ulta. Like I figured it would take months and months before this came to Ulta. So I went ahead and bought it, and I've been sitting on this for a while, and now they're at Ulta. So that's great. This is the Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Longwear Foundation. It says oil-free, 16-hour wear, breathable, soft matte finish. I'm in the shade 8.5, which is literally the perfect match for me. Like it is my exact skin tone. This one is super full coverage. It is very, very opaque. You need the smallest amount. Like a little bit of this goes a very long way. I will say the other times I've worn this, it hasn't been as luminous and glowy on me. Today I used a very moisturizing, glowy sunscreen. This is the Hawaiian Tropic Silk Hydration, and this gives me that glass skin effect. Like it is super moisturizing, super dewy. It definitely makes it look more glowy than what it actually is on its own. So if you're not like super moisturized, like if you don't have a lot of like glowy skincare products on underneath, then this could be more of a soft matte kind of formula. But I will say, I do see some wear issues right now. So I've had this on for about 3 going on 4 hours by this point, and I didn't powder. There's no powder, there's no primer on underneath. So like this is just my moisturizing sunscreen and the foundation, and I am seeing some settling into my pores and my fine lines, like in between my eyebrows, like where I'm making this expression all the time. They just kind of like wedge and shimmy into those. But yeah, it's definitely created creases right through there, and then my chin is looking pretty patchy and powdery and cakey looking. My skin does look pretty shiny, and again, the other times I've worn this I haven't noticed that, so it's got to be the sunscreen. But I've always used like moisturizing glowy sunscreen, so I don't know. So yeah, I definitely have some more testing to do with this before I either stamp my approval or disapproval on it. I need to try it with different powders, different setting sprays, different combinations of products. I need to try it with different sunscreens, because I have a bad feeling about the sunscreen like underneath makeup. It's not looking the best right now. I feel very oily. Coverage-wise, this is banging. Next thing I have are the Kiko Milano Highlighting Drops. So Kiko is new to Ulta, and they've really been releasing a lot of products here recently, and I'm just so drawn to what Kiko puts out. First off, their packaging and their whole aesthetic and their vibe is so high-end feeling. Like their products are kind of like, some of them are cheaper than others. It's really weird because it's kind of like they're straddling the fence. Some products are like $9 and some products are like $24. So they don't really know who they're appealing to. Okay, so these are $17. Ooh, that is pricey. It's a little upper drugstore in my opinion, but I feel like it's almost worth it. I'm the shade 01 Golden Glares. It is so beautiful and glowy and just so sheeny. You can't see obvious like chunks of shimmer on your face. And I've tried a lot of liquid highlighters like this that are this same kind of concept that actually dry down too fast. Like you have to work really quick with them, or they start kind of like pulling your base makeup off and just kind of separating and just not sitting down properly. And this just sank right in. Like it felt almost kind of hydrating. Like right now, like I can't see obvious shimmer on my face. Like it just looks like this really pretty, like even natural glow and just dewiness. Like it's just, ooh, juiciness. So although it is $17 and I do not like to spend a lot of money on makeup, and I don't like to condone like a high-end price for the drugstore. I guess they're not really claiming to be drugstore though. Like they're kind of like we don't know where we fall. I actually do recommend this one though.
What's next?
Then I have the Catrice Ultimate Stay Water Fresh Lip Tint. We're seeing a lot of like lip stains, lip tints, especially ones that are more like moisturizing and glossy, which I'm all about that. Like give me the moisture, give me the gloss, like to hell with matte. But this one is kind of weird. By the shade BFF, and like on the outer packaging, it looks like it's gonna be like a deeper mauve, but when you swatch it and on the lips, it's like a grayish mauve, like it's like a grayish pink. It's almost too sheer in my opinion. Like it's definitely not like pigmented enough to be called a tint in my book. I will say it is nice and comfortable though. Like I had it on earlier and I didn't put any kind of lip gloss on top, which is what I usually do. And it did feel really moisturizing, very like comfortable, just not enough color. So I don't know how the other shades work, but this one in BFF, it's a no for me, dog. So yeah, I don't think this was the most successful testing new drugstore makeup video, but you win some, you lose some. I guess it kind of works out because then you don't have to go out and waste your money. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you get a big old thumbs up. And here's a couple more things for you to check out next. Just venture around the channel, make yourself at home as always. Subscribe if you're not already, and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.